Welcome back to Dewspade. In this video, we are going to talk about some of the most pressing questions that people have asked me online, in person, and some have even texted me on WhatsApp. So, I have been living in New York City for almost 3 years. I came as a student, and now I live in this phenomenal city as a working professional. So, I am going to give you answers to your most pressing questions by my own experience. One of the most important questions that I get every day is rent in New York City really that high and not affordable? So the answer to this question goes in two parts, yes and no. If you want to live in high rises near Times Square or Upper East Side, then definitely you're going to have a lot of money in your bank account to be able to afford that. So not a lot of people who live in New York City or want to come to New York City have a 200K salary. But where do the normal people live? So the 9 to 5ers or people who are just starting out their career usually opt for South Brooklyn, farther parts of Queens, or even Harlem, like myself. So I live in Harlem and I don't pay a lot of money to live here because I personally want to be able to enjoy the life in New York City and I don't want to spend a chunk of my money into just rent. So in an area like this, you really don't have to get roommates and you can enjoy big space without shelling out a lot of money. But even if you want to live in some of the trendiest neighborhoods in New York City, like the Williamsburg or Upper East Side, those areas are not out of limit. Your best bet are roommates because if you are taking care of your expenses and dividing it among roommates, the area becomes accessible. So when I had first moved to New York City, I came as a student at Columbia and I used to share a 3-bedroom apartment with 2 other people. And I only spent $1,300, which was great for Upper West Side, which is considered one of the costliest neighborhoods because of huge student population and just the sheer amount of energy that the area holds. Another question is, what is the timeline by which you can consider yourself a true New Yorker? So I would say that being a New Yorker is more of a mindset than just having a title to yourself. But some of the locals who have been born and raised here will completely disagree with me. But I believe that once you stop visiting as a tourist and you start participating in local activities, be it some events or a marathon or just, having movie screenings in Bryant Park, that is when you can consider yourself a New Yorker. To be a New Yorker, you have to accept this city with all its quirks and perks and contradictions. I think personally, the moment that would define that I have become a New Yorker is if I place a coffee mug on a subway and the coffee doesn't spill even after multiple stops. That's the day when I will consider myself a true New Yorker. Another question that I get from people is New York really safe? So I would say that it's a city with mixed kind of people. So shit is going to happen. Definitely. So I can say from my personal experience that there are some areas which are pretty high on crime rate and there are some areas which are pretty peaceful. But which is a country where shit doesn't happen? New York City is no different. You might find a lot of scaring news reports or even the stats that crime is up, crime is down, murders, blah, 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 bullshit. But stats don't mean shit if you are at the wrong place at the wrong time. So don't try roaming in the Bronx at 2 a.m. and I can guarantee you that you will be safe. So another pressing question is New York City really that expensive as compared to some of the well-known cities in the United States? So New York City is expensive, but not the most expensive. Cities like San Jose and San Francisco actually top the list. If you're looking for an apartment in New York City's metro area, the average rent is somewhere about $2,500 per month. But that number quickly goes up based on the neighborhood that you want to choose. If you want to live in Midtown Manhattan, the number is pretty high. And West Village, for instance, has an average rent of $5,000. So it really depends on what neighborhood you are in. And if you don't know yet what neighborhood in New York City is best for you, we just made a whole video that is going to give you an idea about which is the best neighborhood in New York City and which are the ones to avoid. So go check it out. Another question is how tough it is to find an apartment in New York City. So I would say that it largely depends on your budget. So if you're looking at luxury units in high-end neighborhoods, I would say that having a higher budget actually eliminates a lot of competition. So getting an apartment is pretty easy. But if you're looking for a well-priced studio or one-bedroom apartment in a desired neighborhood, I would suggest that you move very, very quickly, because I have seen apartments getting listed in the morning and getting off the market by the evening. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. How do you decorate your apartment or bedroom that you take on for rent? So I would say that if you're coming to New York City solo without any furniture, or coming from a different country altogether like me, don't spend thousands of money on just buying furniture. Rather, go on places like Facebook Marketplace, wherein a lot of people are just giving away good stuff for free, because in New York City and in United States in general, taking away things from one place to the other is more expensive than buying a new thing altogether. So people are just getting rid of stuff every day, and you might get great table by spending $0. The last question that we are going to address in this video is, a lot of people ask me, when you uproot your life in a different country and try to set your base in a city like New York City, does it get lonely and is it difficult to make friends? So my experience in New York City has been very different, because I have been part of different communities. What you need to understand is, nobody in New York City is just free to hang out with you, because everyone here is trying to make something of their life and are involved in 100 other things. So as I was telling you about my experience, I am a part of World Economic Forum's Global Shapers community. I'm a part of communities at Columbia University, and also member in some of the Journalists Association. And that is how I spend time with my friends, people who work in the same industry as me, and even extremely opposite industries as well. So what you need to understand is, you have to find your friends in different areas and not just stick to the old school friendship rules. And one thing that really works in your favor is that, because everybody is sailing in the same boat, people are also looking for friends. So you will be surprised to know that a very good friend of mine was someone who I met at a regular cafe near my home, where I used to get my coffee from. So what's the final verdict? New York City is overwhelming, overpriced, beautiful, chaotic, yet unforgettable. If you're flexible, open-minded, and willing to make some trade-offs, living in New York City can be the most beautiful thing that you will have ever in your life. Life in New York can be really fun even on a tight budget. You just need to know where you have to have fun. So is it easy? Definitely no. Is it worth it? Hell yeah. So if you're making a move to New York City, or just dreaming about what it would be like to live in New York City, drop in your questions in the comment, and I'll make sure that I answer each one of it. If you enjoyed this video, like this video, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep paying your dues for a better tomorrow.